The love story between an abandoned dog and a single old man. In a village of Aitona, Lleida province in the Catalonia region of Spain, where there are green fields and narrow streets, there is an old bachelor named Hans. He lives in an old wooden house where time seems to have stopped. His life is monotonous and lonely until one fateful day when he meets an abandoned dog. One autumn afternoon, when the yellow leaves are falling, Hans is walking in the park near his house. He feels loneliness weighing on his heart. Suddenly, he hears a faint barking from a bush. When he gets closer, he discovers a small dog, shaggy, skinny, and full of wounds. The dog looks at him with big round eyes full of fear and hope. Mr. Hans could not ignore the sight. He held out his hand and the dog slowly approached, sniffing his hand. "Don't be afraid, my dear," he whispered. He decided to take the dog home, naming it Max. In the first days of living together, Max was very shy. The dog did not dare to leave Mr. Hans's side, always following him closely. Mr. Hans spent time taking care of Max, feeding and bathing him. Gradually, Max began to trust him. The dog became his loyal companion, walking with him, playing and sharing peaceful moments in life. As time passed, the feelings between Mr. Hans and Max grew stronger. Max was not just a dog, but also a member of the family. He helped him with his daily chores, from cleaning the garden to going to the market. Whenever Mr. Hans felt tired, Max was always by his side, lying next to him and looking at him with loving eyes. Once, when Mr. Hans was sick, Max showed his affection in a special way. The dog did not leave him, always lying by his bed, resting its head on his leg and constantly whining as if to comfort him. Mr. Hans felt the warmth and love from Max, which helped him get through the difficult days. Once, Mr. Hans held a small party to celebrate his birthday. He invited some neighbors and friends. Max was also invited to the party, and the dog became the center of attention. Everyone enjoyed seeing Max perform adorable games, from catching the ball to dancing to music. The party ended in laughter and joy, but what made Mr. Hans happiest was seeing Max happy. He realized that Max had brought light and joy to his life, making his lonely days more meaningful. As time passed, Hans became weaker and weaker. One morning, he could not get up anymore. Max sensed that something was wrong. The dog lay beside him, constantly licking his hand as if to wake him up. But Hans had gone forever, leaving Max alone in the empty house. The pain of loss was too much for Max to accept. The dog wandered around the house. After Hans passed away, Max no longer wanted to leave the house. He often ran to his grave, where he was buried under a large pine tree. Every day, Max sat by the grave, looking into space as if waiting for something. He barked sadly, as if calling his name. The villagers felt sorry for Max. They often brought him food and toys, but Max just wanted to sit by his grave. He showed his gratitude and boundless love for. Although Hans is gone, the love between him and Max lives on in the hearts of those who witnessed it. Their story is not only a story of friendship between humans and dogs, but also a lesson in love, loyalty, and gratitude. Max has become a symbol of love and connection, reminding everyone that, although life can be difficult and challenging, love will always be the strength to help us overcome all pain. And somewhere, in the green fields of Europe, the images of Hans and Max still live on in the memories of those who knew them.